How we doing, everybody? PKBAG here today with a video, something interesting. We're going to look at a couple of factors and combination, try to find some paddles that have some unique features to them and which ones are on the opposite scale. We're going to be examining two characteristics, swing weight and twist weight, and we're going to combine the two and see what we can find. So I do have the definitions here. I'm not going to read them to you. You can pause the video if you want to read what the reviewers use for these two measurements. Our objective today is to find paddles with the best combination of swing weight and twist weight. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Obviously, we're going to use John Q's database. It's very robust. He's got a lot of great paddles, good combinations, and great data. Sample size here is 125. He has more paddles in his database, but they don't all have full sets of data. So we're going to use what we find out of 125, which is fairly good sample size. Swing weight. When they measure it, they get units that range from 90, 92 up to 133 or so. I think 140 some of them might range up to. This is just to give you an idea of what we're looking at, what kind of numbers we're looking at for swing weight. Higher numbers are considered heavier. The average is 114. Twist weight measurements range from a little over 4 up to 7.5, 7.5 being a very robust sweet spot, supposedly. That's the theory on how twist weight works. The average is 6.2. So if you keep these averages in mind as we get through some of the examples, then it'll kind of give you a little bit of perspective. We're going to rate some paddles based on the ratio of swing weight to twist weight. So it's easy. Ratio, we're just going to divide one by the other and get sort of a ratio factor. Give you an example. Grab a paddle. Happens to be this one here, the Viva Pro Gen 2, which is a power paddle. The swing weight's 128, which is much higher than average. Twist weight is pretty decent at 6.5. When you divide the two, you get a number that's 19.69. Now, I'm an affiliate of WhoDef as well, so if you go on the WhoDef website, you like any of the paddles, my discount code is Andrew15. Save 15% at checkout, and the WhoDef Viva Pro Gen 2 retails at only $129 for a power paddle. It's really good. Save 15% at checkout, so check that out. Okay, so I got the averages in the upper corner, and ideally we're just looking at something that's easy to swing with the largest sweet spot. That's sort of the two factors here that we're sort of combining. But we're going to break down these features individually and find the top 5 paddles with the individual features, and then we'll combine, and we'll even throw in some other paddles here in a second. Top 5 with lowest swing weight. Groovin. Okay, Electrum Pro Stealth 2 at 93. Pro Stealth with weight. So John added 0.5 ounces of lead tape. And the Pro Stealth coming at 92. Very low. These are all under 100. And additionally, the heaviest static weight of these was only 7.7 ounces. I think the average is 8. These all came in at 7.7 or lighter. So very lightweight paddles. We're going to look at highest twist weight. These are solid paddles. These are going to have really good sweet spots. We're looking at the Diadem Warrior Core. This Mach 2 Forza is coming up all the time. It's got great reviews. 7.3 on the twist weight. Another Groovin, and the Carbon 2X comes at highest 7.5 on the twist weight. That's very, very high, especially when the average is 6.2. Okay, so we've got individual category top 5s, right? Now we're going to throw in the worst combos, and we'll show you the data here. This is pretty alarming, and we'll get into it a little bit. The Gearbox Pro Fusion Control has a swing weight of 115 and a twist weight very low of 5.14, so that gives us 22.37. As we go down, we see more of the Gearbox, and in fact, the worst combos in this test were all Gearbox. So here we've got even the Gearbox Pro Control Elongated 122 and 5.07 twist weight. That's a very tight sweet spot right there. I mean, to hit these, you really need to hit the center almost every time. You have to be very, very skilled. Sorry, but not sorry, and I'll tell you why. So not all is done for Gearbox, obviously. Some of these paddles are very expensive as well, $275-ish. Not something I usually like to get into or favor. Anyway, let's move on to the top 5 best swing weight, twist weight combinations. So we're looking at lightest in the hands and largest sweet spots. Coming in at number 5 with a score of 14.67, the Carbon 2X. 14.56, the Groove and Raw. At 14.43, another Groove and Raw. And then this one drops even lower. Look how much bigger the ratio is here with that twist weight. Another Groovin'. 13.48 is the Electrum Pro Stealth with lead tape. These are great paddles. Super light in the hands. Again, the average twist weight's like 6.2. So these are all very high on the twist weight. Now, one little thing we didn't really talk about is price. So the Carbon has a little bit of a caveat there for me. $229 is a little high. Great paddle though. Just a little high for what I like to favor. The Groovins come in at $139. And then the Electrum back up to $220. So not bad prices for those Groovins. Now, I'd like to conclude. Hey, those Gearbox ones got to the end of the list, man. They had the worst stats. They are not bad paddles, okay? All I'm saying is they have really tight sweet spots, and they might not feel very light in the hand. So if you're strong and you're highly skilled and you can hit the center, by all means, Gearbox paddles are great for you. If you're a beginner and you get a lot of mishits, or you like something faster in the hands, I would not go necessarily towards those Gearbox paddles. The top paddles in my ranking, the Groovin' and the Electrums. If you want lighter and faster with some more forgiveness on the off-center hits, those are going to be the best combinations. And, let's talk about spin real quick. All these paddles new are going to have really good spin. So that's something I don't think a lot of reviews need to even talk about these days. And between the 3 brands, mainly the 3 brands we talked about, there's a lot of paddles to choose from. So it's just really difficult sometimes to narrow it down to what's important to you and what works. And that's why we're here. We're here to try to narrow some things down, try to get some good observations and see any patterns. We obviously see some patterns. And in John's database, we got 3 brands, 34 paddles in 3 brands. There's just so much to choose from. We just want to help you out as best as we can. So what's in your bag? Do you have any of these? Have you hit any of these? What do you think about what you have hit, what you like or don't like? And what's important to you? So comment below if you like this material, subscribe. I would like to hear from you. My email is probably going to be in the description as well. Shoot me an email. And next time you play, tell someone they made a nice shot. See you next time.